Hello and welcome back to my garage. Today still working on the 206. We already did the door rubber or the weather strip, and that you can see in the video on the top. At least if I not forget to put it there. And other than that, there is of course a playlist where you can watch back on all the videos on this car. So now we're going to do some brakes. Yeah, it is a common theme here. Brakes we do a lot. Yeah, it's just a normal wear and item. So luckily for us, it isn't too expensive. The only thing is that this is a solid disc for the front. You don't see that very often anymore, but yeah, this car still has it. So we have a set from Brembo this time, blocks or pads, and of course the rotor itself. The pads came with some bolts and some, well, what are these called? Well, disc scrapers, or well, if your pads are running low, you hear a squeal, and that is these things, instead of a light that comes on your dashboard. So yeah, it's it works. I do believe I mentioned it in a video before, but I don't know for sure. The reason that we're going to replace is of course the worn, and it's not that the pads are really worn, but the discs itself are past the limit. So that's the reason why we're going to replace them. So yeah, I cannot make it any more fancy than it already is. This is the stuff, and it's going on that car. So let's get to work. Hopefully you can see it, but there is a nice big ridge on both sides. I measured it before, and they're past their minimum. So we're going to do the brakes. As you can see, I already did the bolt joint, so I don't know in what order I'm going to release these videos. So don't be shocked that there is a new one right here. Also, I wanted to show you something. This is also a way to print a Banshee. Yeah, this is a disabled Banshee, I think. Yeah, I'm also working on the 3D printer right now. I converted it to Clipper, but I'm not really stoked about it for the moment. It's a bit finicky. Oh well, back to the brakes. I probably should put you on the other side. So, there we are. First of all, I do think we don't need to remove both bolts. Only the bottom ones will be enough. So that's what we're going to do. Oh, these are 13 by the way. And now we can just lift it up. And we have the pads. Of course we're going to loop that bottom one, but for now it's now out of the way. So let's remove these things. And we take a mental note, and that is that the squeal clips are going underneath. This one is stuck. Ah, and this one has both. How many of those clips do I have? Okay. Well, we have enough to do both sides on both pads, so that's what we're going to do. Oh, these aren't squeal clips. My bad. I do think they serve both functions. If I do look at the top like this a little bit. But these are just the clips that held the blocks into place. Didn't know that. Oh, and of course the brand they used were Bosch. And as you can see, they're not that worn compared to a new one. So now we're going to remove this. Off there and put it to the side. Don't let it hang from it. I doubt that it really does any damage, but the internet will definitely going to scream at you. Ah, nice. There are Torx. Should have known. I do think it's this one. Because I think I ordered it for. And I'm wrong. No, it is this one. It's just dirty. You want to know the size? It's a secret. Because I don't know. I will tell you in a moment. I just first want to get it out of there. It's a T55. We're going to clean this up in a moment. Now we need to do the front ones. And these are T30s. These can be really stuck, so most of the time a impact will help. So let's do that. Like always, clean it up. If you don't clean it well, and there is some debris behind it, then you can get some vibrations in your brakes. And those are not good vibrations. Let's put on some ceramic grease. And it's time for the new rotors. I do believe I had some new nuts for that, or bolts in this case. Well, here we have them. Just 2. And then these go 4. So each side gets one new one and one old one. It's a good compromise, I think. Also, these are posse drive. Well, what I'm going to do is I'm going to reuse the old ones. It's not that these things are holding the disc in place so they do not come off when you're driving. They're just in place for so mounting the wheel and other stuff on there is easier. Because the real load or the real clamping force is of course the wheel bolts itself and of course the wheel. This just makes installation a lot easier. So let's do a pre-clean. And of course after we do the pads we do a full clean again. Almost some kind of a coating on there. Really weird. Well, I already cleaned these things. You will just clean where the pads are riding. The rest is not really necessary. Just with a steel brush. And I'm going to use some little bit of anti-seize for the bolts. First of all, we need to prepare those clips. And so they go from this side, like so, with the little belly to the back. Now we're going to put a little bit of ceramic grease on these points. Yeah, we'll clean it up. So now we can put back the pads. Looks fine. So now what we want to do is the slide pins. Looks like they used anti-seize for that. Well, that's not what you normally want to use. So we're going to clean it out and use some silicone stuff. I always use from ATA, the stuff from ATA. It should be designed for it, so stupid chickens. Of course, we need to clean the pin that's still on the caliper also. And then we can put it back. I do think I forgot something. I forgot to push back the piston. Oh well, just a big plier. I do have a special tool for it, but most of the time this will do. Well, the pads came with these new bolts, but I doubt that these are for this caliper. So I'm going to use the old one. You can use a little bit of thread locker on it if it helps you sleep. So let's do that. First of all, clean off the bolt a bit with some brake cleaner. And just a little drop is enough. Most of the time you use way too much. Yeah, I'm no angel in that either. It just feels so nice. Be sure that when you put the caliper back, that you do not twist the brake line. So now the last thing to do, of course, is put back the wheel. The first. But first a good clean up of the rotor. Of course, both sides. All I have to do is the other side, and then we're done. At least for the brakes. And that's it, how to change your front brakes, in this case on the Peugeot 206. Of course, other models in the series probably have other types of brakes or other discs, but basically they're all the same in principle. Quite easy. Just be sure that you have that T55 torque bit. If you don't have that, then you're not going to get very far. Other than that, yeah, it's a brake job. Nothing really special about it. Just be sure that you put in those clips behind it, and then yeah, you're golden. Oh yeah, I almost forgot. Be sure that you pump your brakes when you do any kind of brake work, because else the first 2 or 3 times you want to brake, or at least the first time you want to brake, nothing's going to happen. Just pump your brakes until you get a good feeling in there, and then it's just safe to drive. So yeah, that's it for today's video. Hopefully you enjoyed it, or at least learned something from it. And if you did, please give it a like. If you want to follow me around, you know what to do, and I will see you next time. Bye.